Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. My name is Angelton Asa, Prince of the Sun, and this is Infinity Lounge, where we are hosting our amazing stars. Tonight, we're having a very amazing guest who is here to tell us more about his life. He's a filmmaker, he's a storyteller, he's an actor. He's featured in different films and stage plays. He has acted in Udaya, in Sessions, and he has featured in the amazing Romeo and Juliet in Kampala. And of course, he topped it up on the icing of the cake with Merchant of Venice. Ladies and gentlemen, why not introduce this amazing guest, none other than BRYAN Powers Byamukama.
One thing I liked about your introduction is that you didn't use the other word, Esther. It feels like an overweight word for me. Like, you know, when you research about Esther, this person is extremely famous and he has achieved a lot and is over successful in what they do. But I'm glad you didn't say that.
Why?
Because I prefer being a standout.
But remember what? You are on my star with Asa, and we only host amazing stars. Guess what? Mr. Byamukama, if you didn't know that you're standing on hot seats, tell me, you're an actor. Do you know what it means to be an actor even? It's something very amazing. Many people look up to. So tell us, when did you discover that you can become, or you loved acting?
Yeah, it was in my Form 6 pack. It was around 2016. So initially I didn't want to act. I came, I had done literature and I didn't do literature in school, but I did literature in my vacation.
Okay.
I used to read a lot of literature plays. I used to read a lot of comic books. So I realized I had the gift of writing. So I was like, I think I can write something significant.
Yeah.
So I said, where can I go to start writing?
Yeah.
So I looked through. By that time, my mother was deciding where I should go for university, and she really wanted me to do, engineering stuff and all that, lawyer stuff. So I was like, no, that's not the kind of thing I feel I should do. I feel I'm supposed to be somewhere in the arts. Initially, I wanted to do events. In vacation, you're indecisive. You don't know what to do and where to go. Yeah. So I'm like, what should I do? So something came to my head. It's like, go to the National Theatre.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let me go to the National Theatre. So I went to the National Theatre and I reached there. I came. I'm like, I found Edwin Mukalazi, who was at the reception. I don't think he remembers this moment. I told him, bro, I'm a writer. I've seen you on screen. I'm a writer and I want to start writing. He's like, bro, the kind of energy you came with, I don't understand you. What's up? It's like, he told me something, and up to now, I think that thing drives me. He told me, if you really want to understand what you're doing, first be a part of it.
Okay.
So the best thing he told me is, first be a part of the industry. Learn it. Know its highs and lows. Then you master what you're supposed to do right. So I was like, okay. So I'm like, so what do I have to do? He's like, you need to act. Start from the ground, act. I'm like, oh shit, me? He's like, yeah, you act. So luckily, as he was telling me, there was an audition post at the National Theatre. Yeah. He's like, there's an audition there, you can try your luck. I'm like, okay. So the audition was supposed to happen the next weekend, and it was for some Uganda. They were doing school theatre production, and I was like, you know what, let me come and I give it a shot. So that's how I started my career. On my first audition, I get my first role on a theatre production. And then through that, I came slowly going through theatre and film and all that. And boom.
Boom, you're here.
Here I am.
You're now the Merchant of Venice. How was the experience of being the Merchant of Venice?
That theatre production, I would say it was a draining production. The mere fact that it was a Shakespearean play. It was my first time taking over a Shakespearean play. I remember when they gave us the script, the first read through, we're all going like, thou sticketh a dog. And
Thou
like,
shalt be the thou.
And everyone was like, thou. The whole
stomach.
we are almost biting our tongues in the room. I'm like, oh man.
It's the first time to encounter that.
Yeah, so how are we going to achieve this? And I'm glad, despite the fact that it looked hard, but the more you do something, the more easier it becomes. So we started coordinating with the different actors. Our director was amazing.
Okay.
She was a hands-on director. She kept reminding you. She tells you, reflect on your personal lifestyle and then put it in the Shakespearean lifestyle.
Who was the director?
It's Amelia Chaka. She was a lecturer at Makerere, and she's really amazing. She was so amazing. Like, getting a hands-on director, someone who leaves a lesson to you in your process, it's always crucial and really vital.
Okay.
Someone who adds something valuable to your career, that's what she did. Yeah.
He's looking for a job. Because you're telling us how when I asked you about the director, you first posed and you broke it down who this director is.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. You can tell us about the story.
And then, it's a play that really has like 5 scenes, 5 acts, sorry. 5 acts with different scenes. And for an actor being in every act, it's too draining, and taking on a lead role on a theater production, it's a live production, everyone is watching you. You're using a lot of energy, the voice, the body language and everything. Oops. I remember when we did the last show, what I did is I slept on the theater stage for like 30 minutes, and I really wanted to feel my body, because I couldn't feel my body. No, it's like I'm an African dude, I can't drain myself to a blackout. At least I can still contain my energy until the entire show is done. So, and our play was like 2 hours and 15, 30 minutes. So, and then there's a day we did like two shows.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
It was quite draining, I can imagine.
Yeah, too draining.
But then, how draining it was, but at one point you were a lover bird. And that was in the Romeo and Juliet story in Kampala.
Yeah.
So while you were lying down, I was imagining Mr. Romeo lying down with the lover, but and Juliet is just next to him. Tell us about Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, Romeo and Juliet is that's why I love calling myself a standout.
Yeah.
There was an audition at the National Theatre, and they were looking for 2 actors, a male and a female.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh. So I said, should I do this audition? And it really needed actors who were like versatile. Yeah. You speak English, you speak some local language. And I'm like, okay, how are we going to do Shakespearean in a local language? Because I was curious. I really wanted to do some Shakespeare at one point. So there came an opportunity. And this is Romeo and Juliet in Kampala. So I'm like, at first it was Romeo and Juliet without in Kampala, Romeo and Juliet. So I'm like, okay, someone needs to do this. So I did the audition, and luckily, I got the role.
Yeah.
So, and then we were supposed to travel from Uganda to German. We go do the rehearsal from there. So we had like 2 months in a lineup abroad. So we went 2 months, we created our own magic out of the play. Yeah. We are like, okay, let's conceptualize Romeo and Juliet and then adopt it in Kampala. Yeah. Like imagine Romeo and Juliet in Shakespearean mindset in Kampala. So that's how we came up. And I'm glad I contributed something to the play. Initially, because remember, I told you I always wanted to be a contributor, a writer. And I'm glad I contributed like 60% to the play as a writer and a concept creator. And it was another good experience for me as a concept creator. Like the director, Simon, the way he approached and everything, like he's a person who will tell you, you have the idea, but we have to put the idea to paper. So help us visualize that idea, and then we work together to create the play. Yeah. So we did that as a team. I'm so humbled. I worked with Pamela Kerioko, Kagai Ngovi, Abrams, Keisha, Ejuku, and Simon. We became a family, and we, luckily through this production, we got a 10-year fund to perform this play yearly. We travel to Germany, we go to some parts of Europe, we do the play, we come back, and that. Yeah.
Could you kindly greet us in German?
Guten Tag.
Did you have to think about it?
You know, it's funny. It's funny for the time I've been traveling. They have been telling me to learn the language. Yeah. And I realized when I go there, even though I learn the language, it's still a diverse platform. Like German is diverse. Whether you speak English, whether you speak Luganda, our play is in Luganda, like 40%. But the audience still could understand what we are doing. So, language is body language. Yeah. So
it's beyond just speech.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Talking about speaking with people, you've spoken of the karaoke you've worked with and etc. We switched directly to your movie side of the bargain. Yeah. You did Judaya. You produced it. It was a YouTube banger. Yeah. You worked on it with which people?
So Judaya came in lockdown. Lockdown, there was demand for content. Like everyone kept everyone was on demand. Like, because people were there, they were watching YouTube, they were watching screen, they were watching social media.
Yeah.
So as I was at home, I was like, I think I can come up with something that would really amuse people. People were home, people were bored, people needed something to watch. And then, it's funny, we are in the first week of lockdown.
Yeah.
And as I was walking around my neighborhood, I meet Bwanika Felix. And I'm like, oh, Felix, you're around here? He's like, yeah, I'm around. And I'm like, we can do something. I can come on board as a producer. Some guys who stay around, we come together, we produce a short film, we put it on YouTube. And he's like, yeah, it's okay. So lockdown came, and then I looked for some guys, like some guys who are close to me. They gave me some equipment, and then we went, I wrote the story, and then we shot the story, and then it went on YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And finally, Sessions. Sessions
Yep.
was yet another banger that you brought out. Talk about it.
Session was my debut film this year.
Yeah.
A film that I did in lockdown after I did my short film. Atin saw my short film, and then they called me on board to come and act with Cesabat.
Oh, he called you after seeing
My
guy?
short film, yeah.
Wow.
So you never know who's watching.
You never know.
Yeah, so they called me, they're like, we need to do something. And then
Okay.
we came together, we did something. Initially, it was supposed to go on YouTube, but then when I talked to them, I said I can come on board as a co-producer. We get things done, and then we put it onto a premiere. So we came together, and then we did a premiere at the Century Cinemax, which was successful. And then, so now the film is moving wherever it goes.
Wherever it is.
Wherever it goes.
Okay, so quickly, I'm going to take you somewhere away from your core film that you've done,
Okay.
and theater productions. So tell us, is there hope in the acting industry in Uganda?
Yeah, there's a lot of hope, because if there wasn't hope, we all wouldn't be there. So, one of the things that keeps us moving is there are like three things.
Yeah.
One, it's either you're demanding someone money or someone promised you a project. Two, it's because you did something that really was successful for you, and it really did something for you, impactful, that was positive. Three, the achievements other people are getting. So with all those things that are around us, if you're a filmmaker and then you don't have someone who promised you something, then you wouldn't have the hope. But and the other thing that the people are buying, people are coming out to buy. Like, different platforms are coming out. MultiChoice is giving people opportunities. Netflix is coming out. It's looking for African content and all that. So I believe the opportunities are there.
You believe at one point Ugandans will be financing the economy and paying all taxes, and the film industry will be among the biggest tax remittances into the country.
I think
we shall be driving big cars because you're a filmmaker and all that. Will that time reach?
I think it's even happening right now.
Okay.
People are paying taxes, like a lot of taxes. I think
really?
they are. Yeah, just that
actors paid. Are they being charged like taxes?
you might not know it, but on your payment they cut the tax.
Okay.
So they are paying.
Indirectly.
Yeah, they are paying the taxes. They are doing everything. That's why the government is even eyeing us, because they know there are opportunities of international opportunities to come here, and then they find a way. But trust me, they're paying everything. Things are happening, just that some people are not disclosing them.
Okay. Yeah. So what's the power of influencing and being on social media for an actor and a filmmaker? Is it important? Anyway?
I think, personally, to be frank, I tell you it's not important.
Sure. Social media isn't that
It's not
important?
important.
Wait, you're saying social media isn't that important for a
Not
filmmaker?
important.
Talk about it.
Because, personally, I will say on a personal point of view, we've worked with someone who has numbers on social media, and we thought this person would bring for us numbers at our premiere, and the numbers didn't come.
Okay.
So I personally, who didn't have the numbers, I reached out to my people, and I brought like 80 people.
Wow.
So it means social media is nothing.
In which context?
In a context of how are you using it?
Okay.
You might say I'm on social media, I did a premiere, so you guys come out. People love it when you reach out. If I call you, I'm like, hey, Angela, I have a premiere. Could you come out? Could you call your stars to come out and support me? That would be more powerful.
Okay.
Rather than saying, I know my people will come.
Yeah.
So I believe social media,
It's virtual.
people did films without social media, and they did successful premieres. People used to fill the National Theatre with plays without social media, and people would line up to the parliament. So social media, I know some actors who are not on social media, but still when they're on movie, I think it's the quality of content we have that's really impactful.
Yeah.
What content do you have? Trust me, if I, like, for example, to be frank, I'll use a good example. I watched the trailer of this film, Nambi. These guys are, some agents are doing it.
Yeah.
And they don't have to come to me to call me to go watch the movie. You see?
Yeah.
Personally, if I have the money, I'll go and I watch it. They don't have to come to me.
Yeah.
The quality of content you have.
Yeah.
So that's what we are lacking mostly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. That's from Mr. Bryan Powers, the powerful man. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go for a short break. And when we come back, we're going to see the other side of Mr. Bryan Powers. See you right after the break. This is My Star with Asa, and tonight we're having an amazing star, an actor, a filmmaker, and a storyteller. See you right after the break. And this is Infinity Lounge, and this is My Star with Asa. I'm your host, Angelton Asa, Prince of the Sun, and our guest tonight is Mr. Bryan Powers. Yamukama, a storyteller and a movie maker. The big man is in the house. But now we're gonna find the other side, the cheesy side of Yamukama. Let's go. Pause.
Yeah.
Welcome back. How you feeling, the vibe?
Like a air conditioner here.
Okay, you're amazing, sir. It's always amazing for us to see our stars smiling. But let me ask you one or two questions. Now, when was the last time you cried?
The last time I cried, I think last month.
Last month?
Yeah.
She had broken your heart or something?
No, not really that. Sometimes when something overwhelms me, the best way to feel relieved out of it is like releasing something out of my body.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes it's tears. You sit down, something is stressing you so much, you're like, should I hit a wall? Should I do something? And then you find yourself crying just like that.
Okay. When did you first experience and feel that you're in love, that you had actually fallen in love?
It was, it's funny, it was in my primary school.
Yes.
You know, me in primary, I had this thing. I never used to reach out to girls, but I used to admire a girl.
Come to me.
No, I used to admire girls. Like I used to see a girl and I admire her. I fall in love with her without telling her, without making a move, like for like an entire year.
You'd crush on her.
And every time I'm in class and she looks behind, I think she's looking at me. I'm like, okay, so she's looking at me. Like I used to do that a lot, and I used to think maybe they also feel the same for me. And I used to fear them. So every time they would reach out to me and talk to me, I'm like, okay, so they are making a move because they feel something for me. And they're like, hey, Bryan, help me with your pencil. I'm like, okay.
So, Bryan, which one was your best childhood movie?
My best childhood movie, of course, it's
Jabbies.
No. This South African movie of
Serafina.
Gods Must Be Crazy.
Oh, the Gods Must Be Crazy.
I used to love that film a lot.
Okay.
Like I think I watched it like over 80 times. You see, I'm new school. It's a current movie, so I'm new school.
I get what you mean. Okay, pause. If you're given a chance, as the President of the Republic of Uganda, to order for a meal right now for lunch, what would that meal be?
Chikomando.
Why nange? Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Mr. President, sir, I just wanted chikomando.
You know why it's Chikomando? Because it connects you more to the people. You feel me?
I feel you, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, what makes you happy instantly?
Food.
Food.
Yeah.
Oh,
Food.
we can see. Chikomando. Okay, what turns you off instantly? Like, what makes you mad?
Yeah. Especially when someone is not doing the right thing at the right time. Like, you know, like, let me give you a stupid example. Like, for example, I come here and we are working and I start pouring this water down here. Like, why would you do that?
Why?
Yeah, so like,
crazy.
Yeah, I love it when it's time to play, let's play. It's time to work, let's work. If it's time to do something, let's do something. Yeah.
Growing up, who was your childhood crush?
My childhood
As
crush.
an actor, Hollywood, musician. You know, we grew up saying, yeah, I'll marry her one time. I'll marry her.
It's funny. I never used to have childhood crushes. I told you.
I know, okay, don't mention Strucker. Just go.
But to be frank,
yes.
I used to admire Flavia.
Flavia to Musimi.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We shall move this clip around until it reaches
Make that noise.
Okay, Flavia. Okay.
Yeah.
How did you see her? Because she was on radio. I mean,
No, because she was on
admiring the
TV.
voice.
She was on WBS.
Oh, WBS.
And,
that's why I said Strucker. That means I was somehow dreaming.
No, you are close. You are close. No, you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And last but not least, if you had a female musician that you were told to go out with, to just have dinner with, who would that be in Uganda?
A female music. Of course, I would go with Shiba.
Shiba Karungi.
Yeah, Shiba Kalonji.
And
I just love the fact that she stands as a woman.
Yeah.
Despite the other things that happen around her, she always stands by
okay. She stands tall.
her feminism.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can meet her with your manism. Okay, and if it was a guy musician, like just as boys go chill and talk business, who would that be?
I think I would go with Zex.
Zex Villan.
Yeah, he has nice vibes I like.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Kavako.
Kavako. I think would all go crazy if I went out with Kavako. But Zex,
okay.
I think he has a lot of control over everything.
Okay. Yeah. And finally, if you write a book about yourself, what would the title be?
The title of the book about myself. Camera Beast.
Camera Beast. That would be the title.
That would be the
what
title.
What would be the literature review? What is the Camera Beast about?
A beast that never happened. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Bryan Pals, I'm just going to give you 1 minute, look into the camera and give your parting remarks, then we can close this amazing show.
Yeah. To the beautiful, esteemed viewers out there, thank you so much for watching My Star with Angel. We need you more. Keep watching our content. Keep supporting us whenever we call out, and drink water.
Are you sure it's water, not whiskey?
Never judge a drink by its color.
By its outlook.
Yeah.
But you haven't told them to subscribe to the amazing channel.
That, I think that was, I was supposed to say it before I even came in this chair.
That's what's
Please look down, click on the subscription button, like the video, follow, share, follow, subscribe, like on all social medias. Please support Angel. If you support Angel, you're supporting the film industry. You're also a star out there.
Yeah. That's what's up, ladies and gentlemen. That has been Bryan Pals. Ladies and gentlemen, this is My Star with Asa, and I'm your amazing host, Angel Tony Asa, Prince of the Sun. This is Infinity Lounge, and shall keep bringing you My Star with Asa every Friday at 7 p.m. Thank you very much for supporting. Remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell to get all our amazing notifications when the show comes out. Ciao, adios. I'm done.
By the way, you're smart.
Oh, thank you.